All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is September 8th, 2020. Welcome to the new edition of this week's episode of the Marvin Bennett Show. As usual, definitely, Father, we thank you, God, for letting us see another day. We thank you, God, for waking us up this morning. Thank you, God, for just the opportunity to see another day that we wasn't guaranteed. Thank you for allowing us that. Oh God, tonight we just ask you, God, that you would just keep us covered with your precious blood as we go about our daily weeks. Um, Help us with those that are grieving. We ask you, God, that you would comfort and keep them in the precious name of Jesus. And bless tonight's show as well as my guest. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Like I said, tonight we're gonna keep it. We're gonna do a sports edition. I had something else in mind, but I'm will follow the lead. You know, my heavenly Father, the Holy Spirit, and we're gonna do that show next week. Tonight I was supposed to be doing some rare health conditions that some of our women are having in our community, um, but due to time constraints, they weren't able to make it today. So we're gonna do that show next Tuesday. We're gonna have that guest there. We're gonna talk about that. Then we're gonna get into some health topics, some health issues, bring awareness about some different conditions that's out here that people aren't aware of, and what do we can do to support and help these people that are going through this during these difficult times. So that's gonna be next week. So tonight, as a backup, you know, that's what you got bros for. You know what I'm saying? I had to call the audible last minute. I just talked to these dudes about maybe 20, 30 minutes ago, and they said, hey, yo, let's do it, bro. I got you. So I want to give them a special shout out. My homie Rome, my boy Brandon, perpetuity the poet. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all taking the time out to do this with me. Um, so being that, like I said, it's audible. We know we don't do no script around here. We going off the top of the head. You know what I'm saying? I figured we all enthusiastic sports fans. The NFL is supposedly back this week, so we can get into some of that talk about the playoffs. You know, I want so before I forget, Rome, in case I forget, you make sure you hit on it. I definitely want to talk to you as my basketball guy about the whole one Mike Malone and the whole thing with the coaches can't have no players in the bubble, and two, the whole thing with the Steve Nash. Is the Steve Nash hire? Do you consider that as white privilege? You know, with all this racial tension that we got going on now, it's the perfect time to talk about it. You know what I mean? And I don't
Absolutely.
have to worry about no losing no sponsors or nothing like that there. So we can talk freely. You know what I'm saying? But those are some of the things that I want to. Those are some of the kind of topics that I want to get talk about tonight. And then, as usual, you guys that's viewing, add your comments. If you got any questions for anybody on the panel, shoot them in the comments. We'll try to get to them. Um, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start with you, B. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Oh man. Well, local homegrown here in North Carolina, Bull City, Durham, if you don't know what that is. And man, sports fan all my life, down here where we're from, it's basketball country. And pretty much, man, Marv already know you Duke of Carolina, it don't really matter. But like I said, I'm honored, to be over here, my man. We talk a lot of sports from like you got that picture in the background, boxing, the basketball, baseball.
Greatest, baby.
Man, we might even throw a little wrestling in the Hulk Hogan every once in a while, man. But
See that I gotta leave that for y'all country boys. I don't know nothing about wrestling, man. I stopped the wrestling in about 1987. WrestleMania 3 days.
you know it. But I'm really looking forward to this conversation because if you know anything about with Marv, when you get to talking about just about anything special sports, you definitely gonna hear his opinion and it's gonna get a little heated. But afterward, we hug it out and we're gonna be all good, baby.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. What you got for us, Ron? Reintroduce yourself. Ron done been on the show before. Reintroduce yourself to the people, Ron.
Yeah, I've been on before, man. I'm I'm wrong. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? It's funny you asked me to come on tonight because I was supposed to go live tonight anyway I started my other for those who don't know me, my hand is in a lot. One of the things my hand's in is women's flag football. I coach women's flag football for over 5 years now. And,
Thank you, because I was going to tell you to make sure you put that out there in the beginning for the women viewers. For the women viewers that always talk about all we do is man stuff and talk about sports. Yeah. Tell them about the Lady Rangers, Ro.
Yeah, I got my own women's flag football team. I've been the Lady Rangers. We like one of the top two. It's 2 teams in North Carolina. It was a lot of teams. We're one of the top 2 teams in North Carolina for 8 women's flag football. And the style that we play on a national level, we're talking about in the whole U.S., we're ranked in the top 5. So, but I'm starting a women's flag football league, and I made the announcement. I just posted it on my page who I selected as the commissioner, which is going to be a woman. Most commissioners of leagues are men. I just announced a woman as a commissioner for my new sports league. So I just announced it. I decided not to go live so I can join my brother here live and just post it about it. And I can go live with that tomorrow, but as most of y'all don't know, it's We Elite Sport.
That's what's up, man. I definitely appreciate it, man. And before the show over, Rome, make sure you give them your information, man. Because like I said, some of you women that's in the local areas, or some of you women that might not even be local, you know what I'm saying, that's in the sports and the football and playing the flag league and everything, he might be able to plug you into your community wherever you at.
Yeah, I mean, I know connections all over, and we travel, so you may travel to a tournament in your state.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah.
So make sure you get you give them your information. They can hit you up on your Facebook page.
Yeah.
Give more information if they want to get, if they know anybody that's interested in it.
Absolutely, yeah. Just type in the Lady Rangers. We well known on social media, and you'll find us. Trust me, it looks like the Power Ranger logo, but it says Lady Rangers. So, but yeah, man, excited about sports, man. We're gonna talk about this and all tonight. For a little bit, yeah. Let's get it, Mar. Let's get it.
No doubt.
So the game on in the background.
I see.
Miami and Milwaukee, and it looked like Milwaukee done gave up that big lead, so they're probably over for them tonight.
Yeah, so since it's like that, we could end it on the basketball tip and talk the NFL. Since the NFL starting this week, we kind of get in the NFL. It's not a game play. Everybody zip right now. So we could literally go on record tonight, put some predictions out there, and the record going to show. You know what I'm saying? People going to get to see. 7 months from now, we know what we're talking about when it comes to sports.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So with me, to me, it's kind of hard. So Ro, I got the family flag league thing. Not the family flag league, but the family fantasy football league thing going. That Brandon in with us. Actually, we had our draft last night.
I ain't know how they got in. Oh,
family. Yeah.
Family. That's right.
I think we like 12 years strong now. It's been like 12, 13 years. B, you've been in there 5. Mm-hmm. And Rome, I got to give him this prop. So it be on. I ain't even gonna hate. It be on some sucker stuff, but I ain't gonna hate. He the 3-time champ of our league.
Nice.
He joined the league 5 years ago. He won the last 3 championships, Joe.
Oh wow. Hey.
So I don't know who he paying that Yahoo, but he getting them chips, Joe.
You can start. Hey, tell Brandon, you could start putting you in that GOAT conversation, huh?
Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you what I did to him right after I won. So my first 2 years in, I won back to back, and I messed around. I wrote a little speech and everything, thinking I was like, I want to thank all the general managers, the players, the coaches, me. I was like, for having a phenomenal season. I was like, and I was messing with him. I said, you know what? I said, I picked some little fake rings off the internet and put up there and everything. I said, look, man, I want y'all to know y'all were all great competitors, but in the end, there's only one champion and GOAT. And I said, no rematch. And Marv just bust out laughing.
Nice.
Yeah, man, he got us, man.
Got to get it, Mar. So you haven't won yet, Mar. That's what you're telling me.
No, I got me one chip. Me one chip.
So you got a chip.
I think out of the 13 years, I think I got. No, matter of fact, no. Let me rephrase that. I don't have a chip yet. I got a double check, but I don't think I got a chip yet. I've been in the championship game 4 years though. I'm like the Buffalo Bills.
You the Buffalo.
Yeah,
You the
yeah,
Buffalo
that's what
I'm
you
Bills.
like
sound like.
Buffalo, bro. And look, bro, word of all, like last year was my win to go ahead and dethrone him. I think the last 2 years it's been me and him head to head in the championship game. Last year, of course, you know how fantasy football works. So it's like that last week, players ain't playing. So it was like, it just messed up my whole, like, man, nobody I had, all the good players, they wasn't playing because they was getting ready for the playoffs, man. So
Right.
I was like, man, it is what it is. But like I said, he got 3 in a row. So, you know, they was teasing me last night because I'm the commissioner of our league. So the only thing that I don't like about the league is I can't set the draft up the way that I want to. You know, because I would prefer to be like, I would prefer being that he's a champion, he would have the first overall pick in the next year's draft. You know
Okay,
what I
that's
mean?
good. That's dope how you do it.
And do a reverse, you know, based on the way we placed the previous year. Well, Yahoo won't let you pick a draft order. So last night was our draft, and what they do, they give me the first overall pick. So of course everybody crying conspiracy. I'm like, dude, I have no control over that. Yahoo picked the order 30 minutes before the draft starts, fellas. You can look
I
it
got
up.
like
I'm not making that up.
I think I was like 7th in line. I was like, man, I shouldn't get no
Champ was
respect.
7. Well,
Right.
but typically how it works though, and if you win the Super Bowl, right, you get the last pick in the draft the next year anyway. So
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So
But the thing is, see, and the truth be told, if I could have it my way, I never want the overall first pick. That's like too much pressure, yo.
I had it from one of my leagues that I'm in yesterday. We had a draft at 2:00 yesterday, and I was the number 1 pick. The I don't know if y'all know much about the it's called myfantasyleague.com, and you can create it. And what we did was I joined one with my assistant coach. He's been in it for years, and you can do it a couple of ways. And one was you could pay $100 early, which was like, I think it was due last week, and they send you a list. It's like 15 players, but you can go ahead and choose 2 if you pay your $100 now. So you can go ahead and get the top, right? Or you could just, but I happen to be the number 1 pick. So I was like, now I'm juggling. Do I really need to go ahead and pick, the 2? Because I was going with either Saquon or Zeke in that case, because it was Zeke, Saquon. I probably would have went with Saquon over Zeke, even on my Cowboy. But Saquon stayed hurt. The injury what got me like, dude, that's the only thing. And I was like, he's still running behind the Giants line. So I got to be careful. I know more of a Giant fan, ain't shooting a shot.
No, I know. It's all good.
You know me and you agree when it comes to agree. We ain't gonna be biased.
Right now we ain't doing the fan talk. We talking sports.
Right. So it was more like, dang, do I take? Now obviously I think Saquon is the most talented back, but he also not the most durable since he's been in the league. And then obviously look where he's running behind. So I decided not to do the $100 and just take my first pick. And my first pick yesterday was actually Zeke. So.
That's what I was gonna get to. So who did you wind up taking with your first overall pick?
And that one, my first pick was Zeke.
Gotcha. Now, did you go that just based off of?
I just know we're gonna run
pros and cons, or was that like partially a Dallas fan or what?
No, well, I mean, even if I wasn't a fan, Zeke is a great running back. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get, but we know Dallas gonna make sure he get his 200 to 300 touches. So I know I got chances, right? Now I know Mike McCarthy is new, but at the end of the day, I don't care because of the receivers that we have. We are a running team, and they're gonna make sure Zeke get them carried. Now I know they're gonna split some time more with Pollard, but I think Zeke can still be 1,000-yard back, and that's all I need. I just picking up first down, the touchdowns. I forget what league I'm in, how they doing the points. But yeah, I went with Zeke, and then I went with my second pick was a receiver. I forget. I'm looking dead at it actually right now. But yeah, so that draft, man, I picked actually my second pick was which y'all may not believe it or not, but it was Cooper Kupp when I went my second round. Because
I wouldn't have taken that early, but that's a good pick.
I had to. Because everybody in the first round decided to take, obviously Julio. It was between him and Odell Beckham, my choice. And
so that's my thing. And that's why I try to tell people.
I don't trust Baker Mayfield, so I was like, nope, Cooper Kupp.
And that's one reason I tell people I understand that even though it doesn't change the difference in picks, it makes a difference where you pick at. You know what I'm saying? There's a big difference when you got, because like I don't know how many teams y'all got in y'all league, but we got 14.
Yeah, we got.
So I got the first pick, but I don't get to pick again until another 26 picks.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that was rough.
That's what I don't like. That's why I would rather pick 7th. So every in the middle of each round. So I got some good pickings. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get the best of the crop, but like that's a big drop from 1 to your next pick is 26.
Yeah,
and the reason I asked what you did, bro, because I went ahead and I did. It was funny that you named the 2 players that you named, because I was looking at like by default as a Giant fan, of course I didn't want to look at Zeke, but the way our league is set up, like we not set up like everybody else league. Like in our league, you get a point for every yard and for every carry.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it ain't that 25 get you 1 point. It's like you get like if you got 15 carries, that's 15 points. You run for 135 yards, that's 150 points for the day. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So,
gotcha.
Personal feelings aside, hey, listen, Zeke is a producer when it comes to all-purpose yardage. So I had to factor that in. So but in my mind, I had 3 people on my list. It was between Zeke, McCaffrey, and Saquon.
Yeah, McCaffrey was gone because McCaffrey was gone to mine because somebody paid.
But see, I got the first overall pick. So either I could take him, I could take one of those 3 with the first overall pick. Now I know McCaffrey gonna get his numbers, and I know Zeke gonna get his numbers. Saquon, and I don't feel like it was the Giant fan in me, but I'm gonna tell you why I went with Saquon. I went ahead and took Saquon with the number overall pick because, one, dude was injured last season and still had 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
And knowing Saquon like I do, not that I know him personally, but what I know of him, that dude is going to be on a mission to show you that what we saw his rookie year, he's trying to show you that only reason he didn't do that again was because of injury. And not to mention the fact that we got, I can't even think about it. I can't even say it without getting emotional. Like, it's just so heartbreaking. But knowing that we got y'all boy Brad Garrett over there now, Jason Garrett, it's like, you know how Jason run his offense. He gonna make sure Saquon gonna get opportunities, bro.
Oh no,
he gonna get his touches. So I figured, hey, knock on wood, as long as he stay healthy, I feel like I'm gonna feel real good about keep making him my overall first pick. I don't think I had no regret.
I'm sure Brandon feel the same way, and that's the point that we're talking about, though, right?
Yeah.
We don't trust his durability. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, Zeke is the back you want to choose. Zeke's so fast, strong, explosive, and so on and so forth, right? What makes Zeke so good is he's not explosive like that, right? He get better as the game goes along, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? But Saquon, I mean, it could be just like you think you got him, and guess what? He gone like that.
Yeah.
So powerful. But you don't think teams about to put 8 and 9 in the box on him at the end of the day.
It ain't gonna matter, yo.
I don't trust Sterling Shepard as a number 1. I'm just being honest.
Exactly. That's why I see Saquon, and like I said, we be able to look at the tape back at 7 months from now. But I see Saquon being able to have this year right here. Well, first of all, before I even put that out there. Well, no, let me backtrack. I'm gonna put the good news out there, but I'm gonna give you the good news before the bad news. All right. The reason that I think that he'll be able to do that is because I think that this year Saquon will have a McCaffrey type season where he rush for 1,000 yards and he will receive for 1,000 yards.
You're gonna need
I'm going on record saying that before the season even starts. As a running back, he will have 1,000 yards receiving, and he will have 1,000 yards rushing, bar injury.
I think. You know what though? Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even doubt that because let's be honest, Mark. He ain't got no help. so he
all he has is a green light in front of him. That's it. Just a straight green light.
Yeah, so but go ahead.
Nah, I just think that's going to be beneficial. I don't think they're going to overwork him. I don't think it's going to be a situation like, years ago with Jerome Bettis, where he just like, they going to grind him down. I think with the previous injury, they're going to be smart about it. But with the way they utilize him, I think he's going to be able to capitalize it and be smart about it. Because I think if anything, as an athlete, right, injury is something that you can't help. But at the same time, we don't like to be prisoner to anything, whether it's a coach, whether it's injury, or whatever the case may be. So psychologically, Saquon going to just be that much more conscious to say, you know what, those chances that I was taking that kind of put me in that situation leading up to get hurt, I got to be a smarter player now, because I don't want to miss another 7 games, that 8 games off of injury.
How do he be a smarter player when that's his game? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
hey, it's just like bad. It's like anything.
No, think about it with KD, right? KD came back last year to try to, help Golden State get past that hump, right? They needed him. KD knew he wasn't ready. He knew he was, but he's like, okay, I can come in and at least give you something, right? And then he re-injured himself, and now look what happened, right?
Yeah.
Same thing, right? As an athlete in us, yes. As an athlete in us, oh, I'm good. Yeah, let's go. Wrap it up. Let's go. I'm good to go. I need to be out there for my team. Absolutely. I agree. Saquon thinking the same thing right now. Look, but anything can happen.
Yeah, anything can happen. I think that agony of having to sit there on that bench, all because internally that's the way you play. I knew I should have just went ahead and went down. I can remember the last football play that I played. You know what I'm saying? You replay some of those plays in your head. I knew I should have went down, but I did. You know what I'm saying? Instead, I wanted to get an extra 2 yards. That extra 2 yards wasn't going to make a difference at the end of the day, but it cost me a career. You know what I'm saying? So going back, like having said that, once you've been through an injury, when you get back, it's not that you're scared, but you got to play smarter. Even when Michael Vick came back, he realized, I can't do the same thing that I did to do before. Psychologically, you got to condition yourself to say, you know what, I can still be great and I can still have a great impact on the game, but I necessarily might not take the same chances that I did when I was trying to show the world how great I was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I get what you're saying, but look,
I still want to.
Yeah, right. I mean, it's not a bad pick. Absolutely not, but it is a risky one though. It's not a reach, but it's a risky one. Think about it with Carson Wentz, right? Do I think Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott? No. Do I think he could throw the ball better than Zach? Hell yeah. Excuse my language. Absolutely. I think Wentz would strive better in Dallas offense than than Dak was, right? But I ain't picking Wentz to be my quarterback because I know Wentz ain't finishing no season. As good as he is, I'm not picking Carson Wentz. And I'm saying this, I'm a Dallas fan, and the Eagles. But at the end of the day, I tell my homeboy Troll, who is an Eagle fan, Troll Warren. Yeah, you got a great quarterback, but the best ability is availability. And right now, I don't trust him. And they already talking about Jalen Hurts can start soon because I think he tweaked something in practice. So they would say, you see how? No. And I think Carson is a heck of a baller. Don't get me wrong, because I was like, man, if we have, and I wasn't always the biggest fan of Dak. He had to grow on me, but I know Dak missed a lot of throws that I know Carson Wentz wouldn't miss. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So, but I ain't picking Carson Wentz over Dak just because of durability. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like you said, all of us are gamble because a fluke play can hurt anybody's career.
Absolutely.
Whether you got Caffrey, whether you got Julio Jones, it don't matter who you got. Like all it takes is one play, and that's it.
Yeah. So but it's gonna make interesting because the season kick off Thursday, right? Kansas City and somebody.
Yeah, I forgot who it is, but it is Thursday night. I'm not sure if it's Kansas City and the Patriots, but I think it is Kansas City.
Well, I don't think it's
look it up.
But Kansas
but
City.
The reason I said that I will give you the good news first, because I don't think that it's gonna matter. I'm not convinced that they're going to finish the season. I'm not even sure that. Well, I won't say that I'm not sure. I know that I'm sure personally. I don't even think that they should be having the season. You know what I mean? Because people who want to associate it or equate it to the same thing as the NBA. Well, look, the NBA showed us the blueprint. No, they did not. The NBA is playing the playoffs, but all those teams are in where? One central location. The NFL, you gotta travel to all these different cities, week to week, playing all it. You know what I'm saying? It's just too.
I mean,
It's too scarce for me right now.
It's too
It's
many
too scarce for me
variables.
right now.
Yeah, there's too many missing variables with
Because
the
even
NFL.
when I was watching the Hard Knocks, right now, you got to remember, like, only thing we know is what they tell us.
Absolutely.
Just because they don't tell us something, don't mean that it don't exist. You know what I'm saying? It was a funny line in one of the Boondocks. You know, the evidence of the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. You know what I mean? It sounds crazy, but it is really true. You know what I mean? Because I just watched the first 2 episodes of this season's Hard Knock on the NFL.
Atlanta? Is it the Falcons?
Nah, they got the Chargers and the Rams.
Okay. I didn't know.
Okay. So since this whole coronavirus thing that done broke out, you got the head coach, Flynn, for the Chargers. The brother had it in the early stages. Said he didn't know what was going on. Then I'm watching the show. They talking about, of course it's the NFL. Dude, it's so bad that you know how like when you on campus or whatever, or you on site, you at the camp. They got the freezers with the Gatorades and all that in there for you to slide the door open and get you one. They're not allowed to use their hands whatsoever. They got a foot thing where they can slide the door back with their foot, and they got to get the soda that way. Like, if you got to take that much precaution, like, is it really worth the safety of these players? You see what I'm saying? Because you're not staying in one isolated. It's not like the NBA where you staying in one isolated place. These people are going back to their families. Their kids are going to work. The kids are going to school. Family members. You know what I'm saying? You come into contact with all these different people from city to city. It's too many variables, yo. I honestly don't see where they're going to do that, because then on another thing that they talked about on it, one of the coaches for the Chargers or the Rams was Rex son. Mm-hmm. Rex Ryan's son, Seth. And they were talking about how even on the show, he one of those ones, he's social distance, keep his mask on all the time. Next thing you know, they coming in spraying his whole computer down like he an alien, because he got infected with the coronavirus. And he's taking every precaution that there is. So if that's just the 2 cases that they let us know about in one organization, like how much more is out there? I read the article about the kid from Denver that he got tested for. He wasn't feeling good. He got tested for coronavirus. Come to find out, being that he had coronavirus, that led to them finding out that he had some kind of heart problem. So he's going to miss the season, not because of coronavirus, but because he got to have this life-altering surgery with a heart condition to save his life. They saying that he'll probably be able to play again in like another year or 2. But the fact is, like, if he hadn't been tested positive for corona, he might have died in the preseason, God forbid. Not even on that he had this underlying heart condition. You know what I mean? So it to me is just too many variables. I don't see them going a full season. I don't see it.
No, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a big sports fan. We all are, but at the end of the day, I could survive, without the sports being played at the end of the day when it concerns people's life, because you don't realize, like, yeah, you got Dak out there, you got Saquon over, but guess what? They got a mother, father, aunt, uncles, cousins, all of them they got to come in contact with. And like you said,
everybody.
Yeah, and then you come back, the NBA, I love hooping and everything, but, I still kind of felt some kind of way that they had them guys out there playing, because we know at the end of the day, it's all about that money. They're losing so much money, as you can see with the whole, protesting in college football with the parents, like, let the kids play. The only reason you want your kid to play because your kid gonna make that money.
And not even that, not to cut you off, not even that. Think about it like this. To prove that it's all about money, every college conference in the United States of America that has any bit of a moral conscience whatsoever, they all canceled their season, except for who? The 3 money conferences. The SEC, the ACC, and the thing that really pissed me off when you say that, because I'm with you, I think it's totally disrespectful and a disregard of my safety for you to put me in this position. I feel like the owner should have stepped up and said, listen, we're not going to do this here. Behind the scenes, we're going to try to come up with a plan. But until we get more answers, even if we got to wait to January to restart, you know what I mean? So what that we got to do? We could break either way. We break a tradition because we've never had a coronavirus before. So all that would have been understandable. You see what I'm saying? But here it is. Out the SEC, the ACC, they said we ain't even thinking about shutting down. We playing football. Alabama, right? The first day that they reported to school, right? Not Auburn, no other place, not the state of Alabama, just Alabama University. I read a report where they had 558 positive tests in the first 3 days that they reported back to school. And you realize all the college ain't even there yet.
Yeah,
558 cases, but they still not shutting them down.
And you see, they shut state down.
Yeah. I was going to get to say that they begged all the state, they let all the state kids come back to school. 3 days later, hey, you got 2 weeks to come get these kids and all their stuff, and you can't leave when you want to. We gonna give you a schedule because we going to make sure everybody, and we ain't getting no more clusters. There's already too many more clusters.
All right,
Yeah.
and see,
you see what I'm saying?
And see, the thing is, what's so crazy about that is they still can make their money with everybody being at home doing online classes. But the sports is the money makers for so many universities. Just like, you see LSU won a championship, and then the whole conference get a piece of the pie just because LSU win. You know what I mean? So they already know ACC is big basketball. Carolina Duke. No disrespect nowhere else in the world, but Carolina Duke is on that level. When you charge people $1,000 to sit in the nosebleed to go to the game, so you already know if that don't happen this year, that's a lot of money lost. And then even in the conversation, because even though we ain't out there on the court, we still part of that game. You know what I mean? And that conversation, we bust y'all this year. Yeah, we the champions, whatever. This is the first time we legitimately can say, ain't nobody busting nobody. Ain't nobody the outright champ this year. You know what I mean?
Well,
and it's a weird feeling to think that, because every year you look forward to, I don't care what happened last year, it's 0-0.
No, absolutely.
And it's that first year like that, man. It's really weird.
Obviously, everybody has different opinions about this, right? Now, obviously, the NBA did come up with a night. Like, at the end of the day, you got to give some kudos. Adam Silver he came up, and it's been working, right? Obviously, I didn't think it was gonna work initially because I'm like, man, this is one of the worst spots to go to is Florida right now, and you about to try to do a bubble within this catastrophe.
Great disrespect.
Right, straight. And that's what I'm looking at, like, God, that. But man, if they didn't do, we got to give our hats off to it, because it could be somebody that got coronavirus.
And I was about to say, that's if you believe the numbers, Rome. That's if you believe the numbers.
Yeah, if you believe, right? If it's being reported, obviously it's not gonna be. It had been reported, right? And you wouldn't. We're right.
Because we need this to be a success, so everybody else can follow that suit. But even if only 4 players out of 344, even if only 4 players test positive, with the height of what's going on right now, we got to keep that disclosed. We're gonna quarantine on the low key, but that does not need to be public knowledge.
Right, and so and Brandon, you may not know this, but so I have a couple of businesses. One of my businesses I have is an intellectual property business where I help people all over the world with their trademarks, file them, protect, monitor and renew them, all types of stuff in the deal with intellectual properties, copyrights, and all that good stuff. One of the things that came across my desk the other day was this is why I know basketball is going to happen for college basketball. Is the NCAA filed a trademark for Battle of the Bubble, or Battle in the Bubble, excuse me. So they're working on now. They gotta be, right? Gotta be. They filed a trademark for it already, and Battle in the Bubble. So they're probably looking at, well, we're gonna have to do it where we're gonna have to pick, we're gonna just have to do it. And they may be thinking about for the NCAA tournament, I'm sure, at the end of the day. or it could be just for college basketball and period, right? And it's going to be bubbles within bubble. For example, we talk about the Power Five conference. So the ACC may have its own bubble, and obviously they already away from home anyway. They staying in dorms in college anyway. So now you just have to stay within its bubble. That's how I'm looking at it. For all the power to make it happen. Football could have did it. The only problem with football is it came too fast. Like this. Like one thing about basketball, they got more time to prep for it. And if you want to look at it like that. So football came. Now, I do agree. Once two conferences said they were out, I think everybody should have just pulled together and be like, you know what, we backing y'all too. We feel the same way. Obviously, you're right. It's a money hub, and that's and people want that money. But you know, if my son was in college right now playing ball,
he cannot beat it.
He would. He could. You can go. You going. If first of all, we need to try to get all your classes online.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you would. I mean, as a father, we're gonna make that decision as a family. That
Absolutely.
I don't trust the school enough to keep you safe. Nothing against you, and then nothing against the school, but you haven't showed me that you can make this work. Yeah. We're going into this in the blind. That's all. So,
and it's in the same regard, Rome. That's my whole thing as a parent. The same way you will make that decision for your son, whether he likes it or not. I felt like the owner should have stepped up and made that same decision as the businessmen, as the brand, as the owners of the league, to take that decision from the players. Because, of course, players are tired of being in the house. They want to play. You know what I'm saying? I talked about it on last week's show. At the end of the day, I don't care even if they millionaires. A lot of them live just like regular people. They live from check to check. It's just on a different pay scale. But they still live in check to check. They still got to pay the housekeeper. They still got to pay the gardener and all that. You know what I mean? All the other stuff, the upkeep of the house and all that did. So that don't change. But what does that say to me as an individual, as an entity, when you say, you know what, disregard safety, we got to get this money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like how does that not make me? And I understand if nobody else like that, but I just feel like even you forget the money. How does that not make me feel like a modern day slave? Like all I am is a piece of property to you. You don't care about my safety. You just care about how much you can profit from me. You know what I'm saying? That's not cool to me.
Well,
as much as I love sports.
I do believe this is the new norm for a while, though. So you knew that once kids go back to school, that you was going to get those cases, right? We knew that, right? Until there's a vaccine or vaccines is a made array, I think it's going to be the new norm anyway. It's going to be one of those. It's going to be the new norm. You'd expect it, just kind of like when they started testing more people. Obviously, that's when the cases go up because now you can test more people, so now you got more positive results. But people look at it like, oh man, we just about to die. No, just more people available to get tested now, right? I take it people should take it very serious. I think it's obviously it's all about money. I think the NFL is gonna start, like y'all was talking about. I think they're gonna start it. Mm-hmm. And I do believe, some schools, some even like my Cowboys, they're saying that they feel like they can pit, 15,000 people in the stadium, right? I just think at this point, really, you shouldn't be. I mean, if you're gonna do it, then you might as well just do it. I saw some college football games this Saturday. It was like it was mad people in stands. I said, what? I thought like at least the schools won't pit people in the stands. So it's gonna be interesting. I'm curious to see what happens. And
we're gonna wrap up on the song, but just like, yo, can you imagine? I don't care what it's made. I don't care if it's made out of silk. I don't care whether it's a hospital. Can you imagine trying to play football in a mask? First of all, you can't social distance because you have to tackle. You got the line. You see what I'm saying? It's just so many factors, bruh. Like, I don't see how they could last an entire season without. And it's funny because one of the coaches said that everybody had to cut. Hey, listen, man, keep your phone close because whoever manages this thing the best, this is new. Whoever manages the virus the best has the best chance of winning. And you think about that, like they can't tell us anything to do to avoid getting the virus other than washing our hands and keeping the mask on. And people that do that are still getting the virus. You know what I'm saying? So they don't have any concrete answers. So I just don't see how they could play a whole 17 weeks, 18, 20 weeks, including the playoff Super Bowl, without that crazy turnover from people getting affected from wherever.
I think the only way, bro, they honestly can do it is they're gonna have to quarantine all the players and staff for 17 weeks or however long they're gonna let it go. That's the only way they're gonna be able to do it. Like, you can't go home, you know, like you can call your fans well, but that's not gonna happen though. Those guys.
Yeah, I don't think that can happen because you got to think you're thinking about NFL. I can see why it is kind of working in the NBA because you only got 14-man roster, if that, and then
exactly versus a 53-man roster.
50-man three. That's just a 53-man football, but
right. That ain't even practice squad.
That's not your 17 practice squad players. That's not your strength and conditioning coaches, your medical. You got to think that's a
your
whole
referees, your sideline, your umpires.
You got a whole bunch of variables that you got to be responsible for. Do you have the pockets to do it? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
but that's what I'm saying. They're gonna have to lock down everybody. They can't go nowhere.
Teams. I don't know. I mean 30 teams or whatever it is.
Even it was like it's sort of like that scene in Django to me. That's the way I look at it. It's like you put the two biggest baddest slaves out there to fight each other for a sport, because it's like, I don't care. I'm gonna be either way. I'm gonna be up here with my face mask off and my bubble. You know what I'm saying? My wife is at the house watching it. I'm not letting none of my family come to the game.
Absolutely not.
But I'm gonna let the fans come if they want to spend their money to come. You see what I'm saying? So it's like wake up, people. Look at it for what it is. Like they showing you, because like I said, them owners, they're not gonna be in there. If they do, they're gonna be all the way up there at the top of that roof by themselves. And ain't gonna be no shots of Jimmy Jones and 80 people in his booth. No, sir. I promise you that.
Yeah. It just to show we talking like this. I'm gonna be watching Thursday night though. Brother.
No doubt.
Hey, look, y'all want to do it in Richmond? Okay, cool. I know I'm gonna watch. Now I'm not going to no game. I wanted to go to a game this season, but I can't risk that.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I can't see, and I miss it, bro. You know, bro, we go to at least 1 or 2 Carolina games every year.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, not basketball, hold on. I ain't saying nothing about no basketball. I'm talking about I still may be in it. And obviously they don't play again. They ain't the basketball season ain't starting to what, like
October.
November. Well, November typically.
That's around normal time for it though. That's around normal time for it though.
If they figure it out, Marv, though, I'm in there. If they figure it out.
I gotta still test it. I gotta test the temperature. I gotta see what's going on in society first. I don't care if they just open the doors. I gotta see what's going on. I still need to see some numbers. Where them customers at before I try to go to the thing. I ain't as good as I used to be. I might have a hard time fighting it all. All right, yo. So before we wrap up, yo, we're gonna change gears. Let's get into we're gonna close out with the Steve Nash joint. But the whole Mike Malone. All right, so I have been striking all sports, me personally.
Mike Malone's the coach of he's the coach of
Dallas, isn't it?
Not Dallas.
The Nuggets, Denver. Not Dallas, Denver. So I had seen I haven't been following sports because I had been watching, because I felt like it was disrespectful to even have them out there. So I read alerts. I get the alerts on my phone for different things. So I read this one headline where it was saying Mike Malone blast the NBA, saying shame on you, this and that. I'm like, what? I heard he was a coach. I go read the article and I see what it's about, whatever. Automatically, yo, I'm with Mike Malone on this one, yo. Like, how is it that they don't find? Because when they first got to the bubble, you got to remember they done been down there for 2 months now. You know what I mean? That's a long time to be away from your livelihood, just to be in a concentration camp, so to speak. You know what I mean? I don't care that it's Disney World. You can't see but so much. You don't see everything within 2 months. You know what I mean? And they finally relaxed it to the point where the players get to have visitors now, and family. The players can have family come in, and the referees even get to have one visitor.
Really? I didn't know the referees did.
Referees get to have one visitor in the bubble, but the head coaches can't have nothing. They can't have no visitors. They can't have no family, no nothing.
Yeah, that's why he pitched. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I'm like, so earlier today, I actually read a report where
We need his
LeBron.
medicine too.
Exactly, yo. Don't nobody want to be there. That's like I said, that's like being locked up. I'm here with a whole bunch of men. Like, come on, man.
Crucial.
I need a hug from my wife too. You know what I'm saying? No matter how old you get, that don't change. But to me, I don't even understand how they can justify that. Or my thing is, how is it that the referees get to have visitors before the coaches do?
I don't know, man. It don't make no sense to me. I mean, I saw that same thing, that same article he was mad about. Because at the end of the day, you know, if everybody in there, you know, is getting the same treatment, then why would you allow the players to see their family and the ref to see somebody? But then you tell the coach no. That's why I don't really understand that, because what is different about the coach? Now I know that a lot of those coaches are older. You know, like D'Antoni, you know, they was worried about him, you know, Greg Popovich or whatever, if they would have got in there or whatever. But I don't really see the logic in what you can legitimately say to this dude. It's just like saying y'all can have some candy, you can't have no candy. You was like, well, why can't I have candy? Like, I like candy too. And you like, nah, you don't need it. You
It's straight up old people discrimination.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
And I feel like that's what it is. And I guess maybe they were more like, well, first of all, you got 15 players. You know, we got all these refs, but it's only one coach. You know what I mean? But you got the assistant staff and all this. So I don't know, man.
Which would be, to me, would be all the more reason why they should come before the referee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's good, Bell? Bell just joined in with us. So we right now we chiming in on the whole Mike Malone thing. I was just telling him I'm with Mike Malone on this here. How in the world is it that the players can have families, the referees can have one visitor, but the head coaches can't have nobody in the bubble?
That's the owners. They like just focus on winning a championship or something like that. Oh, that's crazy.
That sounds like opposite than motivation to me. You know what I'm saying? You want to create a good work environment.
That ain't motivation. You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, I think, but I do believe before they agreed to all of this, I think they already probably knew that this was gonna happen, right? When did this article come out?
What about Mike Malone?
Yeah, about a week ago.
He said something in a post game interview last week.
See, it didn't hit him until it hit him, literally, right? It was like, oh, whatever, yeah, let's just get it going. Then all of a sudden, when it was time, and I don't know if he married or not, but or you know, side pieces or whatever, he probably now he see everybody else, people coming in like, dang.
Yeah, you like, I got your third cousin over here. My wife can't come.
Exactly.
Trying to bring somebody for him.
Like, who is the referees? That's the thing that really kills me.
I agree. I mean, I thought it was for everybody in the bubble though when they said that, because obviously once other teams getting kicked out after not, you know, getting eliminated, then you got more, you know, you open up for that. So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
It's like that because I did a little bit more research on it. So it comes down to, because like I said, I read an article this morning where LeBron kind of spoke out on the same thing, saying that it was dead wrong, but he didn't know about it. So the players didn't know that the coaches couldn't have no visitors. So because of the way that the play, what is it called? The players,
NBA player, NBA
the Players Association, you know, that there right there. Them and the referees got a totally different union worked out, so to speak, than coaches do.
Right.
Yeah, for union.
You know, so they didn't even know that the coaches, they were thinking like once they got the right to have visitors, the coaches did too. But the coaches is not a part of their deal. So the coaches got to work out their own deal with the owner. I just think it's asinine, me personally. Like, if the referees can have one guest, I should at least be able to bring my wife along.
I agree.
They should have known. They should have known it was gonna make a story.
Yes. I don't think we heard the end of it.
Oh, so that's probably why he he blew that game. And, I'm a Kawhi fan, so I'm cool with it. That's probably why he blew that game. Is that his mind ain't right. Okay, I got it.
I told you he needs some loving, bro.
Coach, I mean, I'm a Kawhi fan, so I'm pulling with the Clippers. But at the end of the day, coach lost that game last night. So because when I was coaching lost that game, he just was So I can understand his mind ain't in it. He need him, Okay. But
So who I want before we wrap up. I want y'all all to go on the record on who. Before we get to that, we close out with who y'all got as far as winning and all that did. But Bill, we about to jump into the whole since we all high on this racial stuff right now. We're gonna talk about the Steve Nash hire, the whole Charles Barkley, Stephen A. Smith debate. Like who you side with on this? Do you feel like the Steve Nash hire was white privilege?
I don't know. I gotta be careful messing with Stephen A. because he you know what I mean? He play games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For the close to him, like, he ain't legitimate. But that was more like, it is. It's like that was they played together. That's his friend and stuff like that. So you're gonna put him in like that. It's I don't know if we'll call it straight out racism, but it's because I don't know if it's like the football where they have to interview a black coach, anything like that. But there's a lot of black coaches in the NBA. But it's a form of like friends in high places. That's all. That's what that is. That's a form of like I wouldn't call it nepotism, but that's friends in high places, and they both happen to be white. And most of the time, those guys in high places are white, so you get a lot of that.
Oh, it's pretty much nepotism, like you say. That's what it is, whether it's blood involved or not.
Yeah, I think obviously Steve Nash in this case just happened to be white. I think it's more about they did play together, knew each other, and Steve probably mentioned it. He probably mentioned to Steve something before, even prior to them hiring him. Probably maybe let's say early on in the year, was like, "Hey man, why don't you come coach?" And he probably shook it off. And then as it got closer and closer to, you know what, maybe I am interested. But do I think the guy Sean who hired him is racist? No. Do I understand what Stephen A. Smith's saying? Heck yeah, because black coaches don't get those opportunities to get a good team like that right away, right? They have to get teams and have to work to build a team, to make a team competitive. And then next thing you know, the owner or the GM or the president, a couple of years within that contract, it just don't like this working out as a good fit. So I get that point, right? Black coach. I mean, how many black coaches have came into great situations? I don't know any in NBA that I know of. Maybe Ty Lue or anything, because with LeBron.
Ty Lue and I throw Jason Kidd out there too. I can't think
of too many others.
But yeah, so he was an assistant coach. He was an assistant coach to David Black, right? So David Black got fired, and then he earned his way, right? So but
David Black, it was like he was the coach anyway. David Black was like
absolutely, yeah. They shouldn't have hired David Black anyway. I don't know why they hired him anyway, but it is what it is.
I don't know either.
And like I said, then you got Jason Kidd. But to me, the difference is, like, I don't do Stephen A. at all. All right, let me put that out there. I don't do Stephen A. But, and believe it or not, Charles Barkley is one of my guys. But I think Charles is, like, totally off on this one. With Charles is actually, even though he's my guy, he off on a whole lot.
He'd be off.
This one, dude, you can't relate.
Really be
just because you're black don't mean that you can relate to the black experience, the average black experience. Like, dude, you way too far removed from Leeds, Alabama, bro. Your reality, that's like I seen an interview where Lil Wayne said he's never experienced racism. And it's like, dude, that's because you've been a millionaire since you've been 14. You just from Magnolia, you know what I'm saying? You don't have the average citizen from that area reality, bro. You don't know what the average person go through. So your reality is not reality for everybody else. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't have a problem with the nepotism, like you say, but I don't have a problem with if he got the right connects, because that's what people do. It ain't always what you know, sometimes it's who you know. My problem is this dude has Steve Nash even coached like on the high school level? Like,
never coached at all.
No.
He has no experience. It comes to, like you said, a team. Like, Dude, like where they do that at? They even
they
Jason, like I said, Jason King went from playing to coaching, but they knew like Jason showed that he could be a coach. He was like assistant coach on the sideline toward the end of his career.
They said he got a good relationship with Kevin Durant too. You know, Kyrie and Kevin Durant got a whole kid. They ain't just gonna get everybody. So
Yeah,
they okayed it.
in Golden State, he came on as not a coach, but like an advisor.
Oh,
And
yeah,
him and
something
KD, he worked out with KD a lot on the side. So him and KD, so you got to realize at the end of the day, you know, could KD and Kyrie, especially Kyrie, right? Kyrie was the main one, obviously talking about we shouldn't start back the NBA, right? You know what I'm saying? We should. So if Kyrie knows we're trying to fight, and that's what Stephen A. is saying. If you know that what we're trying to do and what we're trying to fight for Black people in a sense is instead of you guys agreeing to Steve now, you'd be like, hey, you could speak up for a Black coach is what Steven's saying. And he obviously they didn't. No, they could have. Obviously, it may not be publicized, but it seemed like they was okay with that. I think if they was given multiple candidates, I don't think they would have went with Steve Nash. But the fact that I think if it was, hey, you know, we're interested in Steve Nash, we're interested in Mark Jackson, we're interested in Ty Lue, I think they would have took more look at those other two Black guys.
Mark Jackson for sure.
Absolutely.
And I still don't understand why
he ain't going with.
Right.
No, that's what we need to get a petition started to get Mark off the blackball list. Because we know what that's about. He got blackballed because he got into it because the general manager in Golden State is a homosexual. Mark is a preacher. Somebody he didn't go off on the dude. Somebody asked him how he felt about homosexuality, and as a ordained pastor, he said he shared his views on it. And because he shared his views, and his boss just so happened to be a homosexual, this mug went from turning the team to garbage to making them a playoff contender that Steve Nash won a championship with, them same players, to never seeing them again. Yeah. How does he not get another opportunity, another phone call, another interview?
And one of the players that's a catalyst for him still to this day and speak up is Draymond Green.
Absolutely.
Draymond knows he is the reason why they want that he construct that team together like that.
Mark Jackson raised them.
Yeah, that was Mark's team. He put that team together.
All they top three: Draymond, Steph, and what? He raised them.
Because what was they the year before? 33 and 50, and then just flipped it, turned it around like the next year.
They got rid of Monte Ellis. And he said that was a tough move for him, but he had to make that move. So yeah,
I think was a bad boy, man. He just needed those, those head pills.
I think. I mean, Mark, and people say, I wonder why they're not getting more opportunities. I'm sure they are, but it's opportunities that they know they ain't gonna be able to work with, right? Like, who's gonna go take the New York Mar? You know, I love you. Who's gonna go take that job right now? Because they know Nolan not gonna, right? Nobody's gonna take that.
I'm a Knicks fan that don't want to be a Knicks fan because it's stolen.
And Marv know I love Marvin disagree, but he know I like Jordan. I'm a Jordan fan. Nobody's coming to coach the Hornets, right? You know what I'm saying? Nobody.
You are garbage as the owner, bro.
Yeah, nobody wants to go coach 76ers, but you know what I'm saying? Not 76ers, Detroit.
Detroit, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like these teams, those are teams they want them to go try to build a championship team with. Come on now. Come on.
It's not happening, yo.
Give me KD and Kyrie. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I train basketball on that. I can get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I believe.
Oh, gee.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, all of us
wide open.
We are all on the coaching staff. All four of us on the coaching staff. We'll get that. Shit, you know what I'm saying? We can get that team.
What do you say with no experience?
Absolutely. I mean, come on, man.
All we need relationships with the players. That's all we need.
That's it.
And don't get me wrong. I think Steve Nash is gonna do great with them. Right? It's not his fault at the end of the day.
Yeah, let's see how he do.
I think
but he got a good team, so it's not gonna be a lot of hard work with that team because the Nets really got a solid team. So let's KD.
I didn't know LeVert was that good into the bubble. I didn't know.
Oh yeah, LeVert is nice. He got hurt a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he got the injury. I remember he was injured early on, but you never saw how good he really is.
Forget about Dinwiddie either. Dinwiddie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Top 6 man.
Yeah, Dinwiddie.
Yeah, they got a solid team, but I mean, I don't. I don't feel like, honestly though, I don't feel like he should have got the job without any kind of experience. You know what I mean? That's just like, I feel like it's like that dad who coaches your team and his son, he just like, get a ball to my son. You like, what? It was like, get a ball to your son. You like, he ain't even the best player. And I'm not saying Nash ain't gonna go in there and they ain't gonna do good, but you know, at the end of the day, and I'm not going, I don't feel like it was white privilege. I feel like it was just KD, Kyrie, and them saying, look, you need to go get us this dude. This is who we want. So he just so happened to be white, which it is. But I think, one, with what's going on in society, everything now is kind of like on eggshells. So you be like, why you ain't pick the black guy? You know what I mean? And I'm like, well, hold on, man. I'm like, yeah, there is some prejudice. There's some actions that people take to kind of make you feel like racism is a big part of it. But I think more in this situation, it was just more the players like, this is who we want because of the relationship.
But I don't know. I don't believe it per se. They said, hey, we want Steve Nash. I believe it was presented to them. Because Sean, you got to think, him and the guy Sean, which is the GM now, they played together in Phoenix.
Yeah.
So they played together in Phoenix. So I think if it was presented as, hey, I want to go bring, well, how y'all feel about it if I brought Steve Nash?
It was wrapped up nice.
Like, yeah. But it wasn't an option. If it was, hey, you know what I'm saying, I'm interested in Steve Nash, maybe possibly coming in and being the new coach, or Mark Jackson. Yeah, they probably look back at him like, we need to really think about this. You know what I'm saying? We need to really think
I'm with you there, bro. I don't think it was a conversation. It was like, y'all come in the office and y'all tell us how y'all feel or who y'all would like for us to bring in. I don't think it was presented that way either. And I don't like the term white privilege with this particular incident. But like Bell said, I do agree that it's like nepotism. It has nothing to do with, you can't help who you know sometimes. you know what I mean? Like what Jay-Z say, long as Bleak alive, he a millionaire. Bleak ain't never got to be considered in the conversation for one of the greatest rappers of all time. He know he's set for life, you know what I mean? He can't help that him and Jay is boys. You know what I mean? It's different. You can't help who you boys with, who you got connects with. So I'm not mad at him for having that opportunity and taking it. I agree. I don't believe that it was because it was white privilege, but I do believe it was because who he know and who he was as a player. But I also at the same time don't believe that is fair based off the fact that we're talking about the pro level, the NFL, the NBA, an established team with a history, that with a coach that has no coaching experience whatsoever. This mug ain't never coached in the Rucker League. He has no resume. Like, so how do you come off the top and get, like, we're not talking about the Hawks. We're not talking about, you know what I'm saying? It's like
the Hawks.
Wow. You get a team that can win the championship.
Us, the Knicks. If any job you should get with no coaching experience, it should be the New York Knicks.
Oh, I'm sure he probably would offer more.
He's like, who called him? He said, tell him I ain't here. Tell him I ain't here.
No coach want to come there. No superstar want to come there. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. The same way.
Nolan got to sell the team before somebody else really come.
Nolan don't have to sell it. What has to happen is the same way the NBA, people keep saying you can't make him sell the team. Yes, you can. You can make him sell the team.
Absolutely.
Same way the NBA made Donald Sterling sell his team. It don't matter what the situation is. They can create the narrative to make Dolan sell. They have to make the Dolan sell that thing.
Somebody got a naked picture was him and Charles Oakley or something.
It's
something like that.
It's so negative for the brand. It's bad for the league.
Well, the owners it's got to be majority of the owners got to vote, got to agree to it.
Absolutely.
They're not gonna do that. They friends.
Bro, I read an article. I read an article last month. Right, it says even though the Knicks are as garbage as we are, we're still the most profitable NBA team. So why would he want to change his ways if he's still making money? And we already know he don't care nothing about basketball. That's why I say, like, God bless the dead. But if Adam Silver was anything like David Stern, trust me, David Stern will find a way to make him sell that team, because it's bad for business for your best team in your biggest market making money to be sorry.
It be our general managers, like sometimes he be like, I don't got nothing to do with it. I'm gonna sit back and let the general manager handle it, And then y'all be having like 5 power forwards and like 2 6'1" shooting guards and stuff like that. Like it don't work.
But that a lot of that, but Bell, hold up though. A lot of that is what he hires to work with. He only hires yes men. I seen Barron talk about how he said he had never seen nothing like this in his whole NBA career. He talked about the first, he talked about the first time his first game playing for the Knicks, right? So Barron said, Dolan come down with some of his billionaire friends in the locker room, whatever case may be. So they walking around. Yeah, that's my stud there. Once again, just pieces of property. And he said, they told, when he left the locker room, he said, well, I'll see you guys later on tonight. And Barron was like, what you talking about? And I think he had talked to J.R. Smith or somebody that was already on the team. He was like, yeah, man, we got to go to this show, man. The owner got a band. He got his own band. This mother was making the players come to his shows, right? So the next day after practice was over, they said Dolan came down to the locker room again, and he played them this song. And was like, this going to be the new song that they're going to play when when y'all come out. They play in the video, to be the video feed. And Brett Barron said he didn't know who Sterling was. So he was like, yo, we can't play that stuff, yo. Like, we going to get booed out the stadium if we play that. This is what he's telling Dolan or whatever, right? So people just looking because he don't know who Dolan is. So after the game, he said they wound up, it is a preseason game, but they wound up losing about 40, right? So they go back to the locker room after the game, and the first day, Barron says, I told y'all don't play that damn wax song, man. And they was like, yo, chill, bro. That's the owner. He's like, man, I don't care, man. That drink is trash.
Breaking news.
Hey, only Baron Davis, man.
Here you go. Breaking news. OKC is moving on from Billy Donovan. Here we go. Let's see if Chris Paul get him a black coach in there.
Yeah.
He don't want to be there though. He want to get out of there.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you think Chris Paul gonna stay in OKC?
I think he will. At this point, I think he's content to be like, it is what it is. I'm not about to chase a ring. He might though. I mean, it's a chance.
I think he wanted to stay.
Ain't nobody coming to Oklahoma.
Yeah, but I think at this point, I think he probably like, you know what I'm saying.
See, I don't see him like being like Melo. Melo, like Melo won a trophy out front. You know what I'm saying? As long as my pockets get fat and I get a trophy out front, I'm good. I just want to be one of the best to ever do it at my position. With Chris, I think Chris won a championship.
They messed that up when they vetoed him going to the Lakers with Kobe. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
David Stern again.
David Stern
was the mafia, bro.
Well, I know. I believe it. I just know I knew they would win. They would have won the championship the first year. There's no doubt that team was ready. It just needed Chris Paul.
Hey, real quick, right? So I watched the Knuckleheads podcast. Both of y'all can chime on this, and then we'll close out with our predictions for the playoffs and then the NFL. But actually, it's 2 of them. So one, who you got? Dream Team 1 or Dream Team 2?
Dream Team 2. I'm going with 2.
You going with 2? All right.
Who was the Dream Team 2?
You had Zoe. You had Shaq.
Yeah.
You had Isaiah.
Yeah.
Tim Hardaway.
Oh, then yeah, I remember that.
Reggie Miller.
Well, I'm going with 1.
Steve Smith. Derek Coleman.
Oh, no.
Sean Kemp. Who else was on that squad, bro?
Don't worry about it.
I know Shaq wasn't on Dream Team 1. They put Christian Laettner on there.
Yeah. And I ain't gonna lie. For years, I've always said like, Shaq. I don't think that it was even a contest between any other team, any other Dream Team, and then Dream Team 1. But when I think about it, Dream Team 2, man, I'm not sure, bro. They might have gave them a run for their money for the simple fact, because of the fact.
Stop it, Marv.
I'm telling you, bro.
Stop it, Marv.
And bro, I can't stand them. You know I can't stand them. But Shaq make that much of a difference when you talking about those two different teams. You got to remember, we talking about
Shaq didn't really. Shaq was still a good player early on, but he wasn't what Shaq was once he got to the Lakers, right? When he was really dominant, obviously with Orlando, but he wasn't that man yet. Like
Shaq, it don't matter. Shaq rookie year, you want to take Shaq over Christian Laettner?
I mean, hell yeah, Marv, of course, yeah.
Exactly.
But I'm just saying, I'm talking about Shaq can't. They need more than just Shaq. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
No. And see, that's my point. To me, they have more than just Shaq because you got to remember, we talking about an old Larry Bird. We talking about an old Magic Johnson. We talking about an old Karl Malone.
But they still was elite.
Right, it's 92. Malone wasn't that old, 92.
Listen, Larry Bird was just on that team for namesake. Larry, talk about it. Listen. My back is jacked up, bro. Y'all got to help me on that. Like, who is going to stop Sean Kemp? Who is going to stop if they go Sean Kemp, Lonzo Mourning, you know what I mean? And David Robinson, wasn't David Robinson on Dream Team too? Or was he on one?
He was on one.
I think he was on one.
He was on one.
Marv, come on, Marv. Now, bruh, the starting lineup for Dream Team 1 Hall of Fame, the bench Hall of Fame, you can't even give me 5 Hall of Fame dudes on the second team.
I just gave you five of them.
Kemp was nice, but Kemp ain't better than Karl Malone, Barkley. He won't better than
Karl Malone did not want to see none of Sean Kemp at that time.
Listen to
that wasn't big Sean Kemp.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. Sean Kemp was a problem back them days.
Let me tell. Okay, listen to this lineup. Just listen. I got Google the powerful.
Yeah, go ahead.
We ain't even gonna count Christian Laettner, right? Forget Christian Laettner. He should have stayed at Duke if he could play another year. David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, them two right there alone can handle the post. I'm just being honest. Larry Bird, Scotty, MJ, Drexler, Malone, Stockton, Mullins, Barkley, and Magic. That's all. Everybody's in the Hall of Fame, right?
They all Hall of Famers, but you gotta remember, like, it's hard for us because at our age, we thinking of them in the terms of their body, their work. I'm talking about doing 1992 versus 1996. Like, more Dream Team 2 was in their prime,
so who was
not past their prime like one.
Okay, tell me, who couldn't Scotty and Pippen couldn't guard on that Dream Team 2? Tell me, like, who couldn't they not guard?
I don't think Scotty could have the Sean Kemp.
I think he could have. Now, power wise, like getting to because you got to make Kemp a shooter.
That's a.
Who do you feel more comfortable with taking a shot, Scottie Pippen or Sean Kemp?
If it's a dunk, it's gonna be Sean Kemp. That's about
absolutely a dunk.
He ain't dunking every time.
But Pippen is the more capable shooter out of the two.
So let me hear the
Scottie Pippen. I mean, Kim was a power forward. He shot like mid range.
Yeah, but I think they were probably in their garden. But yeah, right.
I'm no better shooter than Malone.
I was a big Kemp fan. I'm not taking up Kemp was a guy. I think he was one of the, in between him and Vince, one or two who I think are the best in-game dunkers ever.
No, Dominique.
And Dominique. No, I mean Dominique. I'm Dominique too. So you say those top three, right? I don't know if Dominique is number one or Vince is number one, but you just say those.
Dominique started the in-game dunk, bruh. If it wasn't for Dominique, there wouldn't be no Vince Carter.
I used to date Dominique's stepdaughter. I met him a few times. I ain't taking nothing from him, right? You know, he's from Little Washington. He's from Little Washington, Belhaven, North Carolina. You know, his stepdaughter. It's his stepdaughter, but named Kiyosha, stay in Atlanta now. So, you know, I ain't taking nothing. You know, my homeboy that played on my high school team played with him and Sean Kemp, not Sean Kemp, him and Dominique Wicker played on the same high school team out there. So, yeah. So, but at the end of the day, I mean, I ain't take, but Marv, I know you're saying that because you don't like Jordan. Just I understand.
No, it ain't got nothing to do with Mike. I don't like Mike. But it ain't got nothing to do with that.
Who guarded Mike? Nobody.
GP.
Huh?
GP.
GP had that one good game in the playoff series.
That was a hurt GP that beat him up in that one game in the final. LBGP can beat Mike, bro.
Yeah, Mike's still gonna get his 30.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's
he gonna work for it though. GP gonna make him work for it.
But
that's all you can do, make him work.
That's my point. So you can't stop him. All you can do is try to contain him.
No, you can't stop him.
Yeah, that's
And Reggie wouldn't have been able to.
I
Reggie
knew it
or
was
Magic.
coming. I knew it was coming.
So
I won't even go starter. Reggie or Magic wouldn't have been able to DC Smith.
So who gonna guard Drexler then? Who gonna draw the other guard?
So who they had? Who was the starters? Was it?
It doesn't say right here, but I can probably find that. Let me see.
Because I want to say it was Mike. They had Mike at the 2.
Yeah,
not the 3.
Right here they're saying Drexler and Mike was both at the shooting guard, so he might have came in for Mike.
So
right?
Mike probably started there. I think they alternated each game or whatever.
John Stockton backed up Magic. I take it.
Yeah.
And probably what it was. And
so you got so at point guard on 2, you got
Magic,
Tim Hardaway, and you got Isaiah.
So Magic Jordan versus Isaiah Hardaway. Who you like? Come on, Mark.
No, we're not. We talking about the point guard position right now.
Right. I thought you said the guard, just the back.
They're just the 2 guards. So you got Magic and you got Magic and you got Jordan. And you got Mike for Dream Team 1. Who the 2 starters for Dream Team 2?
It's got to
Tim
be
Hardaway and Isaiah.
Got to be
because they both point guard. Who was the starting 2 for Isaiah? I mean Dream Team 2.
Hold on. That Dream Team was 96, right? The Nets Olympics, right?
Yeah. Oh, I thought you had it pulled up already.
Well, I got the other one pulled up.
I know Smitty was on there.
Oh, here we go. We got
and Clark cannot D that Smitty.
You got
but I'm quite sure Smitty wasn't starting.
Who was the starter?
That's before his knees went bad.
Reggie Miller, right?
Smitty.
Hold on, I got you, man. I'm pulling that right.
I think it's Reggie Miller because Reggie wasn't on Dream Team 1. Was he?
Reggie definitely was on Dream Team 1. All right, here we go. We got
they know in the world Team 2 beating Team 1.
So you got. I
ain't gonna lie, Derek Coleman. Watching Derek Coleman talk about it, yo. He gotta gas me up, yo.
So you got, and this probably was a healthy Grant Hill then. So Grant Hill would have been a problem, but
exactly, it wasn't Grant was healthy then.
Yeah, you got Charles Barkley again, Penny Hardaway,
Penny,
Stockton, Malone again, Peyton, Miller, David Robinson again. I don't know who that is. Olajuwon, of course, Pimpin, Shaq, Grant Hill. Was the other one. So I mean, I don't think it's enough. They ain't got enough shooters outside of Reggie.
So for a whole game, I know y'all think I'm full of it, but I would definitely take during that particular time, the age wise and everything else, I would definitely take a Reggie and a Penny over a Magic and a daggone Mike. And Magic is my all-time favorite player. But Magic wouldn't have been able to D neither one of them.
Yeah, it's just the years, but then they probably.
So you telling me they gonna shut Magic and Mike down too?
Dude, Magic had AIDS already, bruh. I'm not talking about the Showtime Magic. We're not talking about the sweet Magic.
I know you heard about they said that practice game they had when they went.
So since you want to go there, the very first game they lost to college players.
Right. We know
Chris Webber, Grant Hill was on that team. They talk about it. Grant Hill, Chris Webber, and all of them.
And what did they do to him the next game?
It don't matter what they did the next game. That game they got beat.
They beat them by 50 the next game. You know why? Because
they were beatable though.
They didn't
exactly. It don't matter. That my point is. It don't matter why.
What dream team you're talking about got beat by the
Dream Team 1.
Mm-hmm.
Dream Team 1 is documented.
They had a scrimmage.
Barkley and them talk about it. They had Chris Webber. They had Grant Hill.
Yeah. It
was quite a few of them on that team, but they beat Dream Team 1 that first game. And Barkley said they were so pissed that next game they was like, I think it was like 8 minutes before they scored or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you, bro. They didn't. So you telling me that second team really gonna shut down? Now I ain't saying they gonna blow them out the water, but they.
I think we will have a game. To be honest with you,
it would.
I mean, I think it's a game.
I think it's a game. I think it's a game. I don't think neither one of them will blow each other out, but I think it will be a good game because, like you said, Pat and David Robinson alone, and they had Akeem too on Dream Team 1, right? Or Akeem wasn't on Dream Team 1. No,
I
James,
don't
he
think
wasn't. He wasn't on
was.
James King one.
Uh-uh.
With Patrick Ewing and David Robinson, like you said, you're not getting nothing inside the paint. But they was not gonna be able to run that floor with no daggone Shaq back and forth. Alonzo Mourning.
But you gotta think. That's what made David Robinson so good, that he could run the floor so well.
Yeah.
Right now, not Ewing. We know Ewing ain't running the floor that well. He was okay, but David Robinson, he was great on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, but not at that particular time. He was not the same David Robinson. That's why I keep trying to tell y'all. We judging him based off a full body of work.
Oh no, 92.
But then he dropped like 50 on Shaq or something like that.
Not 92, whatever year. When was the?
Yeah, it was 92. James King one was 92.
He was a young admiral. Marv.
Nah, when did he come out? 84.
Once Shaq get in foul trouble, Marv, it's over.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you, Marv. I forget exactly, but he was a.
That's what DR. But I thought he came out before Mike.
Too. Alonzo played big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he won't like Shaq.
Nah, but they on the same team. That's what I'm saying. Them two on the same team. Magic and David Robinson will have a problem being Shaq and Mourning.
He was 5 years in the league at that point. So he had what, 20 what?
20,
so he's only 5 years in?
Yeah,
probably 26.
Yeah, he came in 87 as the #1 draft pick.
Like 26, something like that.
Yeah, so what he's still dominant, my brother.
He's had the same haircut since he came in. You thought you
Absolutely.
That's a good one, yo.
I tell you what, though, this is I think it would be a good game to watch. I would pay money to go watch it. Absolutely, absolutely.
I think it would be something worth saying because DC, he was never in that same category, that same conversation with Barkley and them. But I remember seeing DC play, man. Derek Coleman was so bad. DC was the first dude to ask for $100 million.
Yeah.
He ain't get it, but he was good enough to ask for $100 million.
What team? He was on, Derek Coleman should. Yeah, he should have smacked himself once he asked for that.
Nah, he was that good, bro.
Smacked himself.
Yeah. So, all right. So in football, who we got a Jets fan, we got a Giants fan, got a Cowboy fan, and a Niners fan. So, first of all, do you think y'all going back, Bill?
Yeah, we got a good chance. We pretty much got the same team back. We lost defensive. We lost Buckner, but
I ain't even gonna front. The NFC West loaded a little bit this year, man. I ain't even gonna. The NFC West, we got that division. We just got to rock. You just got to win the division. That's loaded. Because I think it's gonna go down. The San Francisco and Seattle, like typically, right? But then I think Arizona's gonna be better than what people think they are. I think they're gonna
play them. We play them first.
I know. I know.
Who, Arizona?
Yeah.
Oh, they beat them.
All right.
They come to us first.
I did see a report when I was looking at when I was doing my little put my GM hat on last night for the draft. I see your boy Debo got hurt.
No,
he broke his ankle or something. He playing, but he had a broke ankle like a month or so ago. I think that's gonna be crucial. Because Debo was big for y'all.
12 plays this week.
All right. What y'all gonna do, Ro? You already know. This is the part where we gotta get our fan on, because you know I'm hoping y'all finish last in the division.
I'm the Cowboy fan talking about. I love my Cowboys and all that. You know, every year I get heartbroken. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, I'm curious to see what Mike McCarthy gonna do. I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I think he's gonna be a lot better than Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett's a do boy. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I never liked Jason Garrett. Marvin tell y'all that. I never have respect. I never liked him. I didn't think he's a do boy. And he's soft. And I believe what Dez Bryant said, right? He don't have no backbone. You got to hold players accountable. And he didn't. And it is what it is. I think Mike McCarthy will demand that a little more because his resume. I believe we should win I honestly believe we should win the division easily. I just don't think, as good as that defense is in Philly, I just think their offense is going to be a problem this year because of the quarterback position. And I like Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen can be the starter for the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't know yet, right? I don't know. We got to see it, but I think we can win the division, but I don't think we're gonna have a great season like most people predicting 13-3. I don't see that. I'm just being honest. I don't see that.
No.
If we do, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I mean, you got to
Who's
be in the
picking
top
that? Ray
one.
Charles?
You got not a lot of it's a lot of people picking it just because of the offensive side of the ball, right? But yeah, I mean, more. I feel good for. Every year I go into it and feel good for it. So you know how that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. I'm pulling for my goals. I think we
Weakest
can.
division.
Yeah, I agree. Last year,
We the weakest right now, but we also the greatest division ever.
Yeah, let me tell you, Marvin tell you, I love my team together, but I get them hell too. So I'm a fan, but I'm a realist too, my brother.
Yeah.
Or you can win the division 8-8. Just go 8-8. You win the division.
I agree. And I take it. But now, you know, this year they extended the playoffs, so we would have made the playoffs this past year. So they gave you
Is it extra playoff teams this year?
Actually, so basically, it's pretty much one per AFC per NFC. So two.
Okay.
So you know.
So they added 2 spots to the playoffs.
Yeah, one to each division. So yeah,
Gotcha.
So we would have made it in a sense. If that the case, so we made the playoffs, y'all. If you give us retroactive, we'll take it.
This part of the show ain't gonna take that long. What y'all gonna do, man, in the AFC East, man? The Jets, man.
First of all, watch your mouth, okay? First of all, watch your mouth, okay?
It's gonna be real quick.
Look, so first of all, watch your mouth, okay? Because we definitely did better than y'all last year. So
y'all just beat us head to head.
Yeah, we did. So what they say about y'all?
We was trash. We trash.
Right.
Trash.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's like somebody got a voodoo curse on them, man, because you know, when we had the Rex Ryan era, we finally picked back up, and you know, we was in those division championship games, and the problem was they just keep drafting the same players.
Yep.
And I remember Brandon Cooks was on the board, and I was like, I know we're gonna take him, man, because we need a receiver. And they took a cornerback out of like Louisville or something like that. Dude had shoulder issues, bad problems, all that. And I'm like, yo, what is you doing, Rex? Like, yeah, defense win championships, but you got to have somebody to throw it, to catch it, to run it or something. And I just don't know, man. I'm be honest with you, I didn't want Le'Veon because of what was going on. He was out. You know, his hunger was different. It was about the money instead of the game. And I was like, yo, he going to be a bad move. Didn't do anything. Didn't have a line. You know, Denard, I think he's going to be a pretty solid quarterback, but he ain't got nobody to throw it to. So, for us, man, you got the Bills that are on the up. You got the Dolphins that are on the up. And even New England, even though they lost Tom Brady for Cam, they still better than us. So, man, I'll be surprised, man, if they finish in third place in our division, man. Because wow. I don't see that. Because if you look at it, man, we already got strife going on between they saying Le'Veon and the coach going at it, and he ain't even coached them yet.
Yep, I saw that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, y'all ain't even gotten on the field together yet, and you're already beefing, and there's no help. You know, so. We still rebuilding, man. We've been rebuilding since like 1999, man. So I don't know, bro. We're gonna. I don't foresee it going nowhere. So anything is on the up for me right now, bro.
Got you.
Hey, we play the Jets and the Giants back to back.
Wow.
Week 2 and 3.
What week?
Week 2 and 3.
2 and 3.
We're gonna be in New York for 2 weeks. Beating up on New Yorkers.
And we can't even go to the game. I might come up there that weekend, yo. I might come up there just to watch the game on the block that weekend, yo.
You gonna be mad going home?
Nah, I ain't either. We gonna be all right. Daniel Jones gonna show. He gonna shock the world like Ali back here, bro. He gonna shock the world.
The only team y'all beat, honestly, the only team that y'all beat is Dallas. That's the only team y'all always really beat for some reason.
Nah, and even last year, man, listen, man, until just forget a fan. Until they get that line right, bro, we ain't doing nothing, man. If Saquon don't stay healthy, we ain't doing nothing without protecting that we need a line, bro. We got to get that
Best
offensive
running
line.
back in the league.
Huh?
They got the best running back in the league. Don't waste them.
Yeah, and I said this last season, bro. I've been saying this since we had him. Me personally, as much as I love, hey, it is what it is. I would much rather see us trade Saquon than to waste his career like Detroit did Barry. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather see him go somewhere else where they going to put a line that he can run behind so we can really see his greatness, as opposed to just keeping them pigeonholed in for the Giants and don't get him no help. Like, that's just my opinion. Like, especially then you're going to go get a quarterback that wasn't on nobody's radar. Like, dude, what is you doing? So, I mean, hey, I feel like I feel like we are the NFC East now. We not what we used to be in the 90s. So anyway, you feel like they got a shot. I feel like we got a shot too. Because one thing that stands true about our division, you could go back and look over the research for the last 20 years. You can't pick a clear-cut winner to at least week 4. Because whoever leading in the league up to week 4 usually finish the league in last and vice versa. Whoever was in last find a way to move up to first place. How that happens, I don't know. But the NFC East seems to flip-flop from week 4 to week 6 every single year. Every single year. So
Jokers win 7 in a row and lose 7 in a row.
Like, where they do that at? What about the NBA, fellas? So who y'all got? I know you rolling with the Clippers. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Okay, so like I said, I haven't been following it. So I have never seen the Clippers play yet. I still haven't seen them play. But I hear what everybody talking. Everybody got the Clippers. I hear a lot of people say the Clippers got a favorite. They got a deep bench. Hey, but I have seen the Lakers play. And I ain't a LeBron fan either. But I seen what them boys could do. Man, I think I don't know. It's hard for me to pick the Clippers without seeing them play.
Well, I mean, Paul George ain't showing up for whatever reason in the playoffs, and I don't understand why. The
He had
Clippers
like
do got a
27 through 3/4 or something last night or the night before, didn't
he? Yeah, but he went like 6 games where he didn't even get 15 a game. So that's what I'm saying.
Supposedly, I heard that he talked about it after that first good game and was saying that his head wasn't really in the bubble this year and that did. So I don't know. I'm not saying his excuses, but
I don't know. I mean, well,
all I know is to me personally, I never thought that he was that. I never thought he should be in the conversations that he in. And me personally, I think he's a good basketball player, but that type of injury, I knew he would never be the same. He could still be good, but he wasn't going to be like he was pre-injury. And even then, I don't think he still should have been in the conversation with the Kobe Bryants and the, you know what I mean? Like, he's good. He's a solid NBA player. Paul George.
I do believe that. I think I like Paul George. I do believe if that injury I think he would have been an all-world player. I mean, I do believe, but I didn't think he. Well, I mean, I thought so. Just his game. His game really reminded me more of. Probably y'all be like, no, but to me, his game is silky smooth. Kind of remind me of Tracy McGrady game. Like Tracy game was. He would drill. It was just so smooth when he's dribbling. By the next thing you think he's going in for a layup, he gonna pitch in the rim. You know what I'm saying? Pull up from 3. But yeah, Paul. I mean, he's not the same.
Tracy was like that consistently. Tracy was like that from day one out of high school. You know what I mean?
I didn't say consistently. I just said his game.
I believe that. I do believe before the injury, I do believe that he had the potential to one day possibly be in that conversation, but I don't think that he was there yet. Mm-mm. And I definitely don't think that he is now. To be, talked about with the elite. Maybe who in the league now?
I think he would have been elite. I just said he
was up there.
He was competing.
He was like my best two-way player before he got hurt last year.
Yeah, when him and LeBron, he was going. It was when LeBron was in Miami, he was with Indiana, and then you still had the Boston team with Paul George. There was some like that. Paul George was special, man. I'm telling you, he was in the making. He was in the making.
I definitely think he was on his way.
So, and then that injury after that set him back a little bit. You see glimpses of it a lot, right? Obviously, like you said, if he's consistent with it, you can put him in that top 5 conversation. But right now, you can't. Obviously, you definitely can't.
Nah.
So, do you still think they got enough to win a championship this year?
They did. I think they the deepest team, right? And when you know from winning, most teams that won a playoff, they bench ultimately decided it. For example, let's back up. Even when LeBron went to Miami, that bench was really them role players was really good role players. Like they weren't all stars, but
it's like Barkley always says about the others.
Absolutely. When Dallas won their championship, when they beat LeBron, it wasn't. Now Dirk was good. Don't get me wrong, but it was the Bereas and the who was your other boy? Sean Marion. It was them. That's what really elevated them. When you look at the Lakers and you look at the Clippers, you got LeBron, AD. Do you really? I mean, they want Kuzma to be the third person, but do you? I don't try. Kuzma suck right now in these playoffs. I'm just being honest. And then, so they made a mistake when they traded Brandon Ingram instead of him. They looking at it now like, damn, we should have kept.
He wasn't gonna make it on the team because
he couldn't handle LeBron.
Brandon Ingram, it was too much. Yeah, it was too much pressure.
Yeah, I know that. That's what I'm saying.
To ride with LeBron,
that would have been the one that they should have kept because he definitely would have been that third punch for sure. But he couldn't have played LeBron.
But his mind won't in there. That's why he said he down there. He ain't no pressure in New Orleans.
Now, I'm not saying Clippers is a dominant team. But what it is, I think the coaching is better, and I think the bench, it really what ultimately is going to decide it. And if LeBron having those off games, yeah, they'll let AD get his, right? They'll let AD get his. But I do believe, man, I'm just telling you, watching them play, and they lose stupid games sometimes, the Clippers, right? We know they lose games. But the team that I know that they got, and they said, and everybody healthy, they go there. I mean, you got 2 6-man of the year, and we know what Lou Will still bring to the game. Lou Will. Then you got Harrell. Harrell's not a scorer like that, but he's he got a lot of energy.
He's like a bulldog kind of dude. That's what worked out for him. It ain't no pressure. But I mean, we gave him the center. We gave y'all the center.
I didn't understand because Zubac I thought was gonna be really good with the Lakers. I really thought because they didn't want to get rid of him at first. Then they gave it to the Clippers. I said, "Oh, that's what the hell."
Well, see, but this is the thing, though. This is the thing.
I like the Lakers, though.
Like
man.
the Lakers,
I do.
The Lakers and the Celtics are like the 2 most hated teams in the league.
Absolutely.
And so, even Greg Popovich was like, "I ain't giving the Lakers nothing, and nobody else should either." I'm like, "Come on, dude! Like, really? Are you really gonna talk like that?" So we already behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. So when we got AD, everybody was like, "Oh, look at y'all! I can't believe we gave up like 5 dudes to get AD." So let's just be honest. We took a big hit in it, and I'm not a big LeBron fan. I feel like modern day NBA dudes, they cry too much. And LeBron is one of the,
No, I was saying what's up to my man Ronnie. Ronnie just joined in, tuned in.
But I mean, I'm going with my boys at the end of the day. I feel like it'll be, game 7 with us and the Clippers. Like,
absolutely,
it's gonna be hard, So it's gonna be one of the 2 of us coming out of LA over in the East.
Let me ask you a question. Sid, I don't. Is the guy Bell? Are you a Lakers fan too?
No, I don't have a team.
Okay, so let me ask you a question, Marvin. Then, if you at least you watch basketball, you understand. And I can tell you the biggest problem with the Clippers, but what you think the biggest problem is for the Lakers? Is it that third option, or is it?
So this is our problem, man. One, a lot of dudes don't want to play with LeBron for whatever reason, from back in Cleveland, how he kind of did. And then all his homeboys is gone now. If you think about Bosh, Wade,
he got JR out there with him.
Right, that's it. So he ain't got no relationship with no cats like Giannis or Kawhi. You see how him and Kawhi, Kawhi Paul was like, man, we don't want to rock with you. And that shows you either there's an underlying situation between him and other cats.
No, it ain't no underlying. They just said it last week. You don't not talk to people. He's not a people person.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what happened with the Kawhi situation because with Magic, you know, I'm sitting there like, okay, Magic gonna talk to Kawhi. He gonna bring him in, and I felt like Magic went in. He said, "Look, bro, LeBron might be a little headache," and Kawhi was like, "For real." And then it just
I
like
don't do drama.
and everything we was like, wow, coming, everything great, and then you be like, Clippers, you gonna be like, Magic, what happened? So, and that's why I say I didn't want LeBron.
Jerry West is what happened.
It's so much noise and mess with LeBron when he get there. Don't nobody want to play with him.
Yeah, LeBron, he and Mar might not like this. From my understanding, like my buddy, one of my good friends is PJ Tucker. Like that's one of my great like one of my dogs, right? You know, we talk all. I text when he get dunked on or something. He know when he go back to his locker room, he got a text message coming in from Rome, right? But PJ did say people, you know, remember when Michael Jordan said when the Last Dance documentary, people are really not gonna like me after they see this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And LeBron has that. That's probably exactly what LeBron does too, right? To his players, right? Like, look, if you can't get done, get the fuck out of the way. Like, excuse my language. That's exactly what Jordan would do to players, apparently, right? And things like that. So LeBron the same exact way, but you just don't hear about it. Like,
he's just more classy with it than Mike was.
So
that's all it is.
His is more cleaned up because he can talk about social justice and African and more and stuff like that, right? When Jordan didn't talk about it, right? We know Jordan didn't do it. And now LeBron does it a lot more. And the kudos to LeBron, respect, you know what I'm saying, for that. But yeah, most people don't want to play with LeBron. That's why he's very selective of who where he go, right?
LeBron, in every situation to me, LeBron is the player, the head coach, and the GM.
My point is exactly, Mark. Everybody always say, one of the things they always try to compare him to Jordan. Well, LeBron ain't never had that Hall of Fame coach because he don't want that Hall of Fame coach.
He did. Pat Riley stepped out there.
Well, obviously, Pat Riley could have been the coach, but at the end of the day, Eric Spoelstra was the head coach. Now, we know Pat Riley probably had a lot of say in the back.
Hey, let's be real, man. He had that team, bro. I could have coached that team to a championship. You get that team to Steve Nash. He gonna win 2 rings too.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, he always had a coach that wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think LeBron gonna tell Pat Riley what to do, you think he gonna tell Greg Pop what to do? You think he can go tell what's your boy name? What's the other coach name? Phil Jackson what to do?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely. You think he can go tell Doc Rivers what to do? No. So he don't want to play for coaches like that. He
gonna pout.
He want to be like, when it's all said and done, I didn't have to play for a coach. And Michael Jordan just got in the situation. Michael Jordan didn't want Phil Jackson, right? Nobody know about Phil Jackson at that time. I don't care about him, but so it's interesting. Man, I don't have a hate for LeBron. But a lot of his fans make a lot of excuses for that. I don't like that.
we still. I'm holding on to my boys. We taking the West and the championship
right there.
And it's gonna be
a tie game. You better get it together.
It's gonna be a don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
What's the score, Ro?
24-24.
Don't worry about it. We'll hit.
Try to look at Kuzma and turn the ball over. Look, try to go 1-on-1.
I ain't worry about it. He's still young. He's still young. He don't know what he's doing.
But yeah, man.
But no, it's gonna be us. It's gonna be us. And I don't know, man. The Heat looking good, man. I was gonna pick the Celtics, but I don't know, man. Miami looking tough now, man. So
I think as much as I like Jimmy Butler and that dog, I just think the Celtics got too many pieces too. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. We got a better roster. But you thought that same thing with the Bucks,
though. I think Eric Spoelstra now is a better coach than what he was when they had LeBron.
He a top 3 coach.
Yeah, he a great coach. So
who he coached? Boston?
Miami Heat.
He with Miami.
And the way Jimmy Butler balling, and the boys rallying behind him.
Jimmy Butler is possessed right now, yo.
He is and I like it. Like I
could play to the right place.
Huh?
He went to the right place. They coach their players up in Miami.
Absolutely, he like that, and yeah. So they just beat Milwaukee a while ago. So they go ahead. They in the Eastern Conference Finals. Giannis go. Everybody.
Man, we gonna wrap up. We go as long as we want to, but we should have been wrapped up. But I gotta go there with you there. You wrote a post that you had the other day. I want them to chime in on this, especially you, Bear. What was it? Because one of the reporters said something about it was Richard Jefferson of all people, RJ. RJ said that Giannis is more Scotty than Kobe Bryant. I mean, it's more Scotty than MJ. He's not ready to be the man. Do you think that's true or not?
I don't believe Giannis can carry a team. I do believe and sense of what Richard Jefferson is saying. Somebody made a post after he it was something happened. I posted, I got some friends everywhere to put back. And what I posted was I'll take Jimmy Butler before I take Giannis. And everybody was like, oh, you crazy as hell, this, that, and the third. I said, okay, let me tell you why. I said, when the game is on the line, 2 seconds left, what they agree argue was, yeah, all Giannis got to do is get to the back, get back to the basket and just power somebody. I said, so let me ask you a question. It's 1.5 seconds left out of bounds. You get the ball from the side out. You got to Giannis ain't got time for you to give him that ball in the post and make a move, right? He ain't got time for that, right? But if you got a dog that can create that shot on 1 or 2 dribble and pull up, that's good. So I'm going with Jimmy Butler for that reason at that point, right? I don't think Giannis not there yet. He got to learn how to do that. I don't think if he ever can, but I just don't. I think he should be the Robin, and he need a damn bat. He need a Batman.
Wow. I see.
I think that's
what you got on that, Ro? I mean, not Ro, Brandon.
Before you say that, let me tell you why I know he's going to think, and I'm almost 90% he's going to leave Milwaukee Bucks and go play with Golden State Warriors for that reason. And say Rome told y'all here first.
All right, it's documented.
And I promise you, they give now he can do damage because now you got with them 2 shooters on the wing, you can work.
Yeah.
And you ain't got to be the man because you ain't. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Giannis's game, but he's not gonna win it for me. He's not gonna get that last shot. When you think about it, I would rather Melo take the last shot than Giannis, 100%, because of his skill set. You know what I mean? I know he can get the goal in 2 steps, but all you got to do is you put everybody in the middle. He ain't coming through there in those 2 steps when you got Bam out there and all them other dudes, waiting on him. So now to build around him, I would take him before Jimmy Butler to build around. I would definitely do that. But at the end of the day, for him to win the game, he's not gonna do it in Milwaukee. Milwaukee's just one of them places. Like he's not gonna get nobody coming. Nobody coming to Milwaukee. Kyrie didn't go to Milwaukee. KD didn't go to Milwaukee. So he was already in a bad position. It's just like New Orleans, OKC, them places like that. Nobody's coming. And yeah, you the man in there because ain't nobody there. But nah, I don't want him taking my shot at the end of the game.
See, so. Me personally, I look at. I'm old enough. I put that GM hat on. I care less about the inside of the game. And I hear exactly what y'all saying. If I'm building a team, hands down, that's my guy. Like, if I get to pick anybody in the league right now, whatever age they at, like that's my automatic number 1 pick. I'm going with Giannis every time. And the reason I say that is because I can remember when we was having the same exact conversation about who? Dirk Nowitzki. Another 7-footer, 6'11" dude that they said needed a jump shot. Dirk was that man all the time, but they was like, he will never ever win in Dallas because his game is limited. He doesn't have that potential to be that, and Dirk turned himself into that player. So I feel like Giannis is what? 4 years in the league? 4 years in the league?
No,
I think he's. I like his potential upside.
He got 1 more year on his contract. So
he's stiff though, man. That dude a robot, bro. He's stiff. He ain't fluent. Like
Giannis?
Like Dirk. Yeah, man, stiff,
dude, I seen Giannis go from the rebound to the other end of the floor dunking in 3 dribbles.
Bro, that ain't got nothing to do with stiff, bro. To do the robot, bro.
He is not stiff, bro. This one guy, you don't step out as a 7-footer.
He's 7 feet tall. Of course, you better run down the court 2 steps if you 7 feet.
Let us tell us
finesse.
before to try a Euro
Anything
step.
finesse about him,
They gonna
man.
break their damn hit.
KD 6'10".
But he ain't like KD got
Right.
finesse.
I'm
He's
just saying,
smooth.
Mar said another.
Yeah.
No,
another
I'm saying in that traditional sense. I'm talking about the crystal. I'm talking about like KD is something different. KD is a different category to me, just like Tracy McGrady was, just like Penny was. Penny wasn't your average 6'9" point guard. Like those are special brands. To me, they're in a whole different category by themselves.
So what's Giannis' position?
So they have him listed, because I looked it up when I was talking about this. They have him listed as a power forward.
Yeah, he's a power forward.
Yeah, I know. I figured that he was power forward. So
was Dirk. So was Tim Duncan. Like Tim was the greatest power forward ever. Tim was way stiffer than Giannis ever is.
I don't know. I'm still the jury still. I like Tim.
But you know what though? He would school Giannis all day long.
Giannis can't DM.
No, he can't
stop him. He can't stop him.
I think he would be able to DM because of athleticism. But I don't think he
don't
can
think
shut
they
him
would
down.
be able to D.
He don't shut him down.
He ain't even got his skill set. Even if Tim Duncan is stiffer than he ain't got Tim Duncan's skill set.
Oh no,
that's Tim's only game. That is his game, fundamentals. I don't think that he could stop Tim Duncan, but I think Tim will have a hard time stopping him too.
I mean, anybody one-on-one with him is gonna be hard. I mean, the dude, when he put his arms up, bro, he can take the light bulb.
That's my point. Like it don't matter how stiff you are. First of all, I disagree that he's stiff, but I'm just saying I done seen this dude dribble. I done seen this dude cross people up at 6'11", 7 feet, bro. You cannot do that.
I get you saying it, but you see what happened when he ran into Miami. They decided, okay, we're gonna make you play for us from the outside. And
Toronto did the same thing last year.
And that's my problem. Last year they did the same thing too. That's why I would take a player that's able to can create their own shot from the outside as well to turn it back to the basket. Now a team can't limit you. Right? I
understand that.
You make LeBron a jump shooter. LeBron can hit jump shots. Trust me. If you take away LeBron jump shot, guess what? He's just gonna go bully you to the post. Like he can turn it on and off, right? Kawhi the same way. Kawhi can definitely shoot the ball. Probably got the best mid-range game in the entire NBA. But then he can also put you to the basket. Like you can't take something away from him that he don't do something good at the other side. Giannis don't do nothing great but one thing, and that's bullying, getting to the basket, and he's great at that. But when they take it away, what can he do? That means he's got to be that much greater on defense, which he is. He's a great defender. That's why he won defensive player.
He can't play D. Yeah.
He blocked shots more than anything alone, right? You know what I'm saying? But he won defensive player of the year this year for a reason.
Like David Robinson, that presence alone is something else. I like his upside. I mean, I hear what y'all saying, but
I think he got a lot of upside, Marv. I'm just saying, but right now, I'm talking about right now.
Right now. But I look at it, I still feel comfortable with picking him for the simple fact that outside of LeBron, there is no one player, or maybe your boy Kawhi, maybe Kawhi. There is no one player that can do it by themselves. There's no one player in the league right now that can do it all by themselves.
I'm gonna pick Kawhi just because he can do it on both sides of the floor at an elite. The word for me, you see what's on my shirt, elite. He can do it on both sides of the floor at an elite level. But my point is, can't nobody do it all by themselves? It don't matter how great you are. You're gonna need those others. I'm not saying be able to go score 100 points by himself, but his play on both sides of the floor, I'm talking about individual play, is elite, and it makes those who around him play that much better and that much harder, because they want to resemble that. They want to say, well, God, man, if he out here and things like that. Kawhi is a different animal, and that's why I like him so much, because when I played ball in college, as you know, and all that, I was a great shooter, but I was an even elite defender. So when I see people like that can do it on offense and defense, oh man, you become special to me, right? And LeBron used to do that. Now he's older, though, right? LeBron's older, but LeBron's the same way. LeBron can affect the game on both sides of the floor and by himself. But then you got the players around you to play, obviously, and do all those things. But LeBron, he may not be scoring the ball well, but on defense, he locking up the best defenders. He blocking shot, doing the chase down, and then that energy excites everybody. And guess what? So That's why I picked Kawhi. I mean, I just like now, and he humble. What, man? Nigga, fat with me doing a lot of weight. I'm crunk, man. You know what I'm saying? That's a humble assassin, man. Kawhi's different, man. It's gonna be interesting, man. I think that the Lakers and the Clippers series, there's no reason why it shouldn't go 7, and then it's anybody game at that point. And it's in the bubble. The bubble is made for AAU, man. It's AAU moment. That's why so many stars. That's why a lot of the young boys like Jamal Murray is pitting on clinics because they used to say things like that.
Yeah. What you got for us, Bell? Who you riding with?
I'll probably take the Clippers because they got the deepest team and the best bench in the NBA. I'm gonna rock with them.
Who you got them against? Who you got coming out you already said Miami already in, right?
Now Miami in the Eastern Conference Finals now. It's them in Boston. Boston. Well, Boston play Toronto one more. They got one more game, but they should cut that out.
I'm still taking Miami. Miami and the Clippers.
Sweet. So you got the Miami and Clippers game. You got the Clippers. How many games?
6.
What you got on there, Ro?
Clippers take games off sometimes, man. And I hate to say it. You know what I'm saying? They do. I could see it. I say 6. It wouldn't be surprising if it goes 7, just because them. I'm telling you, they do have their streaky moments. And just being honest. So, but let's say if the Lakers make it, let's say Lakers versus Miami, or Lakers versus. I think the better matchup might be Lakers versus Boston, like a really great one, because I think. I don't know if but if it was the Lakers, this is why I dug you 2. Lakers versus Miami, Lakers in 6. Lakers versus Boston, Lakers in 7. I think I'll stay the Lakers. I think whoever come out the West will beat any one of those East teams.
What you got, Brandon?
If it's the Lakers, I see us beating Boston, and we'll probably go 7 with Boston. I see us going no more than 6 with the Heat. If the Clippers take it, I think the better game will be the Clippers and the Heat. I think that one will go 6. But if they play the Celtics, I don't think the Celtics ready for them. I think they have to take the Celtics out maybe in 5 games.
Yeah, we got to realize the Celtics still a really young team. They got a great talent. Yeah. They still really, really young.
They young. They ain't got. That's what I'm saying, because they haven't. When you got Butler, who's been established, you got Kawhi, even Paul George, LeBron, them dudes, they either been to the big game or almost. That Celtics team, they so young, man. And I mean, they got a lot of guys who can do a lot of stuff, but I don't think they're ready for that big run to win the title right now against the teams that they're playing against. Because I mean, if Kawhi was in Toronto still, it would be a whole different matchup. I think they would be mopping the floor with the Celtics right now. But that's pretty much how I see it right now. I'm picking my boys to win it.
There you go. Mark, did y'all know, before we go more, did you know? And I like Siakam. He's okay. I don't think he's not Kawhi. They had a chance to keep Kawhi Leonard and get both Westbrook and Paul George.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't want to let Siakam go.
Mm-hmm. I did see that.
Here he said, "We believe this guy's going to be an elite superstar." You better hope so, my brother. Honestly, in the playoffs, he ain't showed me nothing. I'm just being honest. He hasn't showed me nothing, right? They had a good regular season, don't get me wrong. But in the playoffs, I mean, you have a chance to have Paul George, Kawhi, and Westbrook. You would have walked through these playoffs.
In the East.
In the East, you would have swept. I don't care what not. Nobody would have ever saw that group. As long as Westbrook ain't in his stubborn, stupid self, I was like, and when I read and I saw I was like, man, you better hope that this guy got to win you at least one championship for you not to trade him. He got to win you at least one, in my opinion. He got to. I think he has to win you one.
Yeah, so like I said, I haven't really followed it, but before the whole Corona thing broke out, when Kobe first passed away, rest in peace, Mamba. when Kobe passed away, I felt like that was almost like Hollywood's way of, not to say that they set him up to die, nothing like that did, but they gonna find a narrative to make sure that the Lakers win this year. Like it's only fitting that the Lakers will win in the same year that Kobe passed away. You know, one of the all-time Laker greats. So that was another reason I never really bought into it. I understand the whole, you know, the Lakers. I mean, the Clippers is deep and all that did, but I just feel like, man, we talking about LA. We talking about Hollywood. This is where they write the movies at. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a storybook ending. God forbid LeBron go and win another ring here. Now that's putting him in a whole different conversation of all-time greatness, and it's just so many different angles that I believe that they really gonna push that narrative. And I think I can't I have a hard time betting against the Lakers. However, just as a genuine basketball fan, a fan of the game itself, I wouldn't I can't see it happening, but I would like to see, because I like to pull for the underdogs. I would like to see Miami in the finals in some kind of way pull off a miracle, especially with as chaotic as the world is right now. I want something that's not like storybook ended. I want something that's like totally unexpected. Same thing in the NBA. I would love to see the Cleveland Browns. If they get to play the whole season, I would love to see the Cleveland Browns in the Super Bowl. Just because it's 2020.
Out of here.
Hey,
what are you talking about?
Just because it's 2020, yo.
I've been talking crazy.
I want to see everything flipped upside down, yo.
Oh, you said it.
Nah, upside down is the Giants in the Super Bowl.
Nah, that ain't far fetched, bro.
Yeah, man.
That ain't far fetched. Y'all don't want to listen. San Fran do not want to see us in the NFC Championship, bro.
We gonna see y'all week 2 or 3. It's gonna be, we hurt quarterbacks. It's gonna be embarrassing.
Nah, yo, the DJ, he's straight out of the school over there in Durham. He gonna be all right. You see, I won't even say their name. That's how much I don't like them. But man, I want to appreciate y'all time, man. Thank y'all. Shout out to B. Shout out to Bell, Jerome for chiming in. Like I said, ladies, y'all check out Jerome. Check out the Lady Rangers on Facebook, Flag Football. Y'all got some family members that want to get involved, or see if you have any kind of affiliation in your local areas. Holler at Ro. He better get you pass on some information. Yeah, but I'm glad you told me, yo. Like I said, I might try to come up there to watch that game. Just come watch that game on the block with the fellas, yo.
No worry, you know, we got the Giants section waiting for you.
You already know. Well, man, I appreciate y'all time, man. Thank you guys for you guys' time. Just conversation of relaxing, just talking sports, nothing heavy this week, just to get our minds off everything else that we dealing with and going through. You know, shout out again to all the people that lost loved ones this week. You know, in closing, all my Jersey family, all my Rawway family, we're gonna be celebrating the life of Earl on Saturday in Rawway at 3:30. So, you know, pay attention on Facebook. We're gonna be out there doing the release of the balloons and everything at 3:30 out there in Rawway for my boy Earl, cousin Earl. And so I'm gonna see all my Jersey family this weekend. I'm not gonna see all my Jersey family this weekend, but I'm gonna see my family or the ones that I really feel like I need to see this weekend. So I'm gonna be in and out. But God bless y'all. God thank y'all. Hug the ones that you love. Let them know that you love them, and keep one another lifted up in prayer. And as we close out as usual, DeAndre and Elisha, know that I love you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Till next week, peace.
All right, later. Salute.